We now move to our second topical debate. It's in the names of Deputies Sraith Farrell, Ó Cuív and Deputy Catherine Connolly. Deputies have 1 minute each for an opening statement, and we're going in Deputy Farrell, Ó Cuív and Connolly as the way they come in. So Deputy Farrell.
Okay, gomagat otharchairr near hiame grama gamach ma dús ach ara hartar blino hoin honig me hain an Teachta Ó Cuív agus an Teachta Connolly le chéile agus dúir de muid ceist otharchairr Chonamara agus bhí rá leis an cheist sin agus ó hin tá san gohfuil otharchairr an ach sin aibetáim faoi láthair ná nachhfuil an base an agus is sin fíor háhachtach. Minister, this time actually last year, about this week or the previous week last year, myself and Teachta Ó Cuív and Connolly came together and we highlighted the very urgent need for an ambulance in the Connemara area that had been lacking that service for some time. We were quite lucky and successful with that particular question that there now has been that allocation, but the issue at the moment that we're really trying to get to the bottom of is the issue of the base. So I have the minute.
Yeah, as Deputy Sraith Farrell has said, this time last year we had nothing. And since then we did very well. We got an extra ambulance, an extra emergency vehicle, 11 staff. And the base has been located where it's going to be. What we're missing is now the building. Now, it was done in record time between September and December. As we were promised, all these extra services were delivered. I remember Minister Rabbitte promising to take action on this time last year. So now we're looking to you to do something very simple. Will you just make sure we get this ambulance base in recess in Connemara, Gonnahill and Winna? Good morning.
Deputy Connolly.
Yeah, just tá an dram seo ag stracailte an talamh le breise seach bliana agus de bhhargur an obair atá dhéanamh acu agus ag obair lena teachtaí dála tádal chun cinn genta. That we have made progress, but it's been over 7 years and the group on the ground have really kept up the campaign and kept the pressure on us. And about a year ago, as has been said, we raised this matter and progress was made in relation to extra staff, an extra ambulance and a rapid reaction team. However, the base has no substance, let's put it like that. It has no base at the moment, and that's where we need your help. We certainly, it's with the states as I understand the situation, and we certainly need pressure in relation to that. I mentioned 7 years, 2015. I checked the file, and it's now 2022. So for the group to stay together for that length of time indicates how serious this is for the area, Mam, Recess, Clifton, Othairchairr, Germagat.
Thanks, Deputy. Minister Field.
Thank you, and I want to thank the deputies for raising this important issue of ambulance services in Connemara. And you've raised issues that good progress has been made, but it's going on now since 2015. And I'm aware that you are engaging with the proposal for the new ambulance base in Connemara, and I can confirm that the project for the new ambulance base to be located in the village of Recess is in the HSE's capital plan for 2022. I am advised by the HSE that preparation for work at the new facility is at an advanced stage, and in the interim, NAS crews in North Connemara are being deployed from a base in Clifton, and this temporary measure will remain in place until works at the building in Recess are completed and the site becomes operational. I am aware that response times remain a challenge, as has been previously stated in this House. A 2016 National Review of Ambulance Capacity has highlighted that in many instances the most effective ways to improve emergency response times in rural areas is through community first responder schemes. CFR groups are comprised of trained volunteers who are supported and dispatched by the National Ambulance Service. And these groups, these groups respond to particular medical emergencies such as cardiac arrests, respiratory arrest, chest pain, choking and stroke. And whilst an emergency response vehicle is en route to the patient, a total of 177 CFR groups are operational across the country, and this including 12 groups in County Galway. I fully appreciate the need to make progress on the new facility in recess, and I have received reassurance from that this project is being progressed. Currently, HSE States is engaging with the local authority regarding road access for the proposed base, and it is anticipated a planning application will be submitted in Q3 2022. This year, an unprecedented 200 million has been allocated to the NAS, and this includes 8.23 million for new developments. This funding is being invested in additional frontline capacity, as well increasing staffing within the Hear and Treat service in the National Emergency Operations Centre, which advises lower acuity patients of appropriate alternatives to hospital transfer. And overall, the funding for this new service development will allow for the recruitment of 128 additional WTEs. I would like to reiterate that the Government is committed to the continuous improvement in the NAS in response to the increased need we need to continue to see across the country. An investment in capacity increases is best illustrated by the 200 student paramedics currently enrolled in NAS College on various stages of BSc paramedic students programme, and the 2022 NAS recruitment programme for paramedics, student paramedics and intermediate care operatives, which launched early this year. To conclude, I can assure you, Deputies, this evening that the NAS is focused on improving patient care, clinical outcomes and response times in rural areas, including through the ambulance-based project in recess, and the Government is committed in investing in facilities in these strategic developments. Thank you.
Carl, you have 1 minute.
I suppose, Minister, I don't really understand that much from how a lot of this particular answer actually relates specifically to the questions that we've asked. But I take from what you've said that the preparation for works in use facilities at an advanced stage. In the interim, they're being deployed from base in Clifton. The reality is, as Deputy Connolly has said, that this campaign group has been fighting for a very long time. And to be perfectly honest, Minister, and I'll say this as a member of the opposition, this was a good news story for the Government, the fact that that you had delivered in relation to an ambulance. So why you aren't following through to the very last bit to try and get this through as fast as possible, I don't understand, because this is really, really important for the people in the local area. You know, you say that there's a challenge in terms of waiting times. A challenge can literally mean deaths for people in terms of waiting times. So I would just really like to see this pushed through.
Teachta Ó Cuív.
Minister, thanks for the reply. Now, there was 2 small paragraphs that relate to the specific issue. And I accept, and I always believed that planning would be required for this project. What you say in the answer is that this will be applied for in Q3. Now, Q3 is July, August, September. We're on the 13th of July, and if it doesn't go in this month, I cannot see all that much progress being made in August, because different people will be coming and going. Can we get a firm commitment that that will be adhered to? Because there's at least a minimum of 3 months after that before the planning can be legally approved, and that's if there's no appeal. So we need this to keep moving forward. It will be well into next year before this building is completed, but we'll just have to accept that we have to go step by step, but we need absolute confirmation that these deadlines will be adhered to.
Deputy Connolly.
Gurmil Magat Ara, and it's Jashkele in Orira, Tashi Jevni and Shuff we go will ruddy Igdol Concane, Agus Gamai, a cad planola reactanok, Agus Gamai Shin or Coruscha, last jit and tref shot in 3V show, me ul, me lunasa, Agus me man forward. Minister, thank you. It's late at night, and I welcome any good news at this point after a long week. And so the 2 relevant paragraphs, you're telling us that you're advised that the new facility is at an advanced stage, and I have to welcome that. That's good news. The next part is that a planning application is going to go in this quarter. We're actually in Q3 now, and that's been pointed out by Deputy Ó Cuív. We're going into the holiday period. So I just go back again to 2015 to 22 to get the progress we've had made. And certainly the politicians had something to do with that, but far more praise has to go to the group on the ground, a small dedicated group who have gone through winter, summer and all the other seasons, and over 2 elections, in my experience, pushing for, we won't go into the figures because the time is up, but we do need absolute certainty in relation to it at this point.
Minister Fian.
I'd like to thank the deputies again for raising this issue and to reassure the House that the government remains committed to ensuring that the NAS delivers an enhanced ambulance service in Connemara through the establishment of the new base in Recess. And I will reiterate that this region is receiving additional support in the interim through the temporary crewing deployment arrangements that I outlined a few minutes ago. And the strategic development of the NAS is a multi-annual reform programme and which will require continued investment in response to identify capacity deficits and changing population need. You mentioned, I am aware that you have been engaging with proposals for an ambulance base in Connemara, and it's good to confirm that the project for the new ambulance base is in the HSE's capital plan for 2022. Preparation works are in train for works at the new facility, and it's at an advanced stage, as I said. And also in the interim, crews are being deployed from Connemara. I fully appreciate the need to make progress in this new facility, and I have received that this project is being progressed. However, HSE Estates is currently engaging with the local authority regarding road access for the proposed base, and it is an anticipated planning application will be submitted in Q3 2022. And I think, Deputy Cuív, you made a value point there, like this is Q3 and we are coming into summer holidays, and I am very aware of the work of HSE Estates in the West and indeed the Northwest, and I will get onto the department tomorrow to find out have they put in an application, because you know, if an application isn't put in by HSE Estates through the local authority, this could be delayed. So I think the urgency, and I hear what you're saying, and I want to thank the 3 deputies for raising this very important issue.